It was once a beacon of healing. Now it's a monument to pain. They called it Warren Ridge, but the staff had her other name, the hospital that breathes. No one's walked these halls in decades, and yet power still pulses through the wires. That door hasn't opened in 40 years, but when the lights flicker, sometimes it moves. We placed it against the wall, and 5 minutes later, it rolled into the dark. Even faith couldn't cure what happened here.
Laughter once echoed here. Nurses, patients, staff.
They say not all who entered here left cold. Some say dead refused. And sometimes open door.
No blueprints mention this room. No patient logs show it. Files were torched, dozens of years gone in flame, except one file someone wanted us to find.
Room 9A was shut down after 2 orderlies vanished. They were never found.
We checked the footage, frame by frame. There was no one behind us. So who was in the mirror?
The fire was ruled accidental, but survivors spoke of something crawling through the flames, whispering names.
The basement was off limits, even during the hospital's operation. Some said it went deeper than the building plans allowed. Cell 2 was never officially used, but it remained locked, and someone, or something, scratched warnings from the inside.
The inventory says nothing was left. Still had a name tag. Tape 041 was found beneath a floorboard, unlabeled, undocumented. Some say the hospital rearranges itself, that hallways lead to rooms that weren't there yesterday.
They unplugged it decades ago, but it still records heartbeats, even when the room is empty.
Security closed the roof after the last Caucasian nurse jumped. But every few weeks, her prints return. Dr. Halden disappeared before the shutdown. Some say he never left. Others say he found what he was looking for. No power feeds the elevator, but sometimes it comes anyway.
This wasn't a lab for teaching. It was a shrine, a place where they practiced on more than just models.
Every clock stopped the night they closed, but one started again last week, ticking in reverse.
Not again. They weren't just nurses.
They were watchers. Some say they still patrol.
There is a floor that doesn't exist on blueprints, but the security logs show it accessed regularly.
It's not the patients that linger. Something else watches, records, but never forgets.
They weren't just scanning for injury. They were documenting change, something growing.
It was sealed decades ago. The chain was new. So who, or what, locked it again?
There is a space inside Warren Ridge that shouldn't exist. No entrance.
In the middle of all the ruin, one room remains untouched, like it's still in use.
Someone tried to warn us. One last message.
They always left this bed made. No one knows who for. But it's always warm.
No records exist for room 12.
They scanned patient X 24 times. The brain kept changing.
It doesn't always show up. But when it does, it...
This tray wasn't here yesterday. And no one's been in.
The nurse call system still works, but there's no one left to answer.
Someone's voice plays every night at 2:16 a.m. But they died in 1984.
The lights are trying to say something. And we think it's a warning.
We didn't write that. But the pen was still warm. These aren't medical notes. They're warnings in code.
The water shouldn't run. And whoever walked in never walked out.
We never filmed this, but the footage shows us.
None of the other place was here before, but now it knows our names.
Something's trying to reach through. And it's getting closer. It rings at the same time every night, but no one ever answers.
It only moves when the lights turn off. And it's watching us now.
This entry wasn't here before. It knows where we are and what scene we're in.
The siren was disconnected in 1991, but every night at 3:17, it spins for 8 seconds.
They say the building chooses who enters, and sometimes it chooses to remember you.
The last time this bed was made was 1985. Unless someone's still staying here.
This machine doesn't lie. Something, or someone, has a pulse.
Basement. Help!
That voice doesn't match any living staff.
And the basement.
Was sealed years ago.
Frame by frame, we caught it. It was right in front of us, and we didn't see a thing. It just stood there. Didn't move, didn't knock.
We didn't write it. We didn't touch it. But the story keeps continuing on its own.
It wasn't there when we walked in, but it's in every shot now. The building wants us gone.
Our breath froze midair, but only in that room. It didn't want us warm. We've gone down 4 flights, but we're still on floor 2. This file isn't old. It's a record. And somehow, it's of us.
We walked through this hallway yesterday. Now it's bricked shut from the inside.
Nothing burns here. Nothing should. But the flame won't die. We didn't sleep. We didn't stop. But the camera shows otherwise.
The journal's keeping count.
Hello? Who's there?
That voice wasn't mine, but it knew what I'd say before I said it.
We thought the lowest level was the basement. We were wrong.
Time didn't pass for 7 minutes. We only knew because we couldn't breathe.
Our gear recorded scenes we filmed. It's filming a future. Stop.
We kept ignoring the phone until it used our voices.
There was always one last bed. We just didn't know it was for us.
He laughed, he talked, he filmed. But he never had a shadow.
We thought we were making this film, but it's directing us now.
The hospital doesn't trap bodies. It records them, and we're part of the loop now.
Whatever's under the hospital isn't buried. It's waiting to be seen. We're not the first ones here. We're just the first ones watching ourselves.
It doesn't want us to leave. It never did. And now it knows who we are. It plays our ending before we finish. It wants us to see what we become.
It isn't a room. It's a standing.
The lights don't fail here. They shut down, one by one, in perfect sequence.
The ending isn't written by us. It writes itself, one page at a time.
Our reflections never left. Maybe we were the ones behind the glass all along.
We waited for the door to open, but we don't know what floor we're on anymore. We tried to stop him, but the system recorded without us.
The hospital's not haunted. It's alive, and it's done being observed.
Scene 1 begins again.
There is no ending. There's only the next version.